If you've been watching the Korean drama Spooky in Love on Netflix based on the classic movie Spellbound, there is one scene that probably left you completely baffled. The male lead, Gang-wook, brings the woman he loves, Yo-ri, into his family's world. But the second his grandmother discovers the relationship, she doesn't ask about Yo-ri's personality, her career, or her values. Instead, she demands to know one single detail: her birth sign. When she learns Yo-ri was born in the year of the black monkey, the grandmother completely unravels. She orders her grandson to break it off immediately, confronts Yo-ri directly, and practically begs her to walk away. To most Western viewers, this looks like pure melodrama. Why is an entire family falling apart over an animal sign? You probably thought it was just lazy writing, but it wasn't. And this is where Western viewers usually miss the point, because this wasn't just about an animal. It was about the exact year she was born. Here is the strange part. Black monkey doesn't mean the monkey is black. It means something much stranger. The animal is only one small part of the equation. In East Asian tradition, the zodiac isn't just a 12-animal cycle. It is governed by the Sexagenary cycle, a 60-year calendar system combining the 12 earthly branches with the 10 heavenly stems and the 5 elements. Each element carries a traditional color association, and water is traditionally represented by black. Being born in a water monkey year makes someone a black monkey. And that matters because your animal sign was never the whole story. Your birth year carried another layer of information that could determine whether two people were considered compatible. Now, here is the critical twist: the monkey itself wasn't the problem. The year wasn't considered evil. In fact, the dialogue makes that distinction clear. There is nothing inherently wrong with the year itself. The problem is that it is supposedly incompatible with him. The grandmother wasn't saying, "She's an evil person." She was saying something much stranger. She may be the wrong person for his life. In the drama, this specific combination is portrayed as an elemental clash that could bring serious misfortune to her grandson. To understand why a birth date could carry that kind of weight, we have to separate two concepts that international viewers constantly mix up: Saju and Gunghap. Imagine that your birth moment isn't just a date on a calendar. In Saju, it becomes a 4-part snapshot of the exact moment you entered the world. The word literally means 4 pillars: the year, month, day, and that last critical detail: the exact hour you took your first breath. These 4 pillars create an 8-character chart based on the traditional calendar. Historically, this chart was interpreted as a map of a person's constitution, tendencies, and life patterns. People consulted Saju for practical guidance, understanding strengths, timing, important decisions, and navigating future hardship. Saju is about one person's internal balance. And eventually, there was another massive question. People asked from this chart, who should I marry? Think of Saju as the individual chart. Gunghap is what happens when you put 2 charts side by side and ask one terrifying question. Should these 2 people build a life together? Gunghap was never designed to test whether 2 people share the same music taste, favorite foods, or communication habits. It was an analysis of what happens when the elemental forces of 2 distinct charts collide under one roof. At the core of both systems are the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. So don't picture 5 rigid personality types like modern zodiac signs or MBTI. Think of them as dynamic forces that interact. This wasn't about matching personalities. It was about whether the forces represented in 2 lives were believed to support or fight each other. In a harmonious relationship, elements naturally nourish each other. Water feeds wood, helping a tree grow. Wood feeds fire, sustaining warmth. When 2 charts formed a harmonious balance, traditional readers believed the couple would stabilize one another, bringing vitality to the household. In a clashing relationship, elements suppress one another. Fire melts metal. Water extinguishes fire. Metal chops wood. Modern summaries often oversimplify this into fake formulas, like fire plus metal equals instant disaster. In reality, a traditional reader evaluated the entire 8-character chart, the balance, timing, and strength of every pillar. But if an overwhelming elemental clash existed, it was interpreted as an unstable match, where one partner's presence might create constant friction or hardship for the other. And remember what the grandmother was reacting to. She wasn't looking at a cute zodiac personality chart. She believed she was looking at a serious threat to the future and well-being of her family. In earlier generations, this calculation could carry enough weight to determine whether a proposed marriage went forward at all. Now, you might be asking, why on earth would an entire society let a birth chart decide who marries whom? Because in traditional Korean society, marriage was rarely a private romantic contract between two lovers. It wasn't just boy meets girl, boy loves girl. It was a high-stakes alliance between two families, their socioeconomic standing, ancestral honor, and future generations. A marriage could permanently alter a family's standing, property, legal obligations, social relationships, and how entire households were bound together for decades. When a marriage failed or brought continuous misfortune, the fallout wasn't just an emotional breakup. It could affect the reputation and stability of entire households. Gunghap served as a critical risk assessment tool with two essential functions. First, it offered a shared framework for managing marital expectations. In an era of arranged marriages, where couples barely knew each other before the wedding, a reading gave households a neutral language to anticipate friction. If a chart showed excess fire, family members understood the person might be prone to impatience. It framed flaws not as personal malice, but as natural imbalances requiring patience and adjustment. Second, and this is the part that sounds almost unbelievable, today Gunghap could also be used as a culturally acceptable tool for polite social rejection. Picture this scene in traditional Korea. Two prominent families have spent weeks in formal negotiations. The parents are discussing property, lineage, and social standing. But secretly, one family realizes they do not want the match. In a culture where family honor, social, standing, and saving face carried enormous weight directly, telling the other family that their child was unpleasant, uneducated, or beneath their standards could spark bitter feuds, public humiliation, and generational grudges. Gunghap provided a graceful exit. The family didn't have to say no. They could let the chart say it for them. No father had to insult another family's child. No mother had to reject them directly. In effect, a family could consult a reader and say, "Our families hold great respect for one another." But the reading discovered a profound elemental clash between the charts. The alignment simply does not permit this union. Nobody had to become the villain. By shifting the blame from human shortcomings to uncontrollable birth charts, an unsuitable match could be declined while preserving the honor, social standing, and dignity of both households. Over the past century, Korea underwent sweeping modernization. High-rise apartments replaced traditional family compounds, and individual choice increasingly replaced family-arranged matchmaking. Naturally, the absolute authority of Gunghap changed. So, did Korea simply abandon this belief? Not exactly. Today, if you walk through vibrant youth, districts like Hongdae or Gangnam on a weekend, you may find college students and young professionals casually visiting Saju and tarot cafes. For many younger Koreans, Saju and Gunghap can occupy a casual social space, similar to MBTI or Western astrology, a lighthearted date activity to spark conversation over an iced coffee, while younger Koreans might laugh, compare charts, and treat it as a fun personality game. The older generation often views it through a completely different lens. When dating turns into formal wedding preparations, the older generation's perspective often resurfaces. Some parents or grandparents may still quietly consult a Saju practitioner when a relationship becomes serious, while younger couples view it as a fun ritual. A negative reading can still trigger family tension, which brings us right back to that scene in Spooky in Love. Now look at that scene again. When the grandmother discovered Yeori's birth sign and desperately fought to break them apart, she wasn't thinking about a cute cartoon monkey. She wasn't just being a cruel, irrational villain. She was acting on a worldview shaped by centuries of tradition, a belief that your birth time carries real weight, and that tying your family to the wrong match could bring ruin upon the people you love. To her, rejecting the relationship wasn't hatred toward Yeori. In her mind, it was the ultimate desperate act of protecting her family. What if the person trying to destroy your relationship genuinely believed she was saving your life? The first time you watched it, it looked absurd. Now, you know exactly what she thought she was protecting. And that's what makes this scene so compelling. You don't have to agree with her, but you can finally understand her. What if your family genuinely believed the person you loved could destroy your life? Would you trust the chart or your heart? Let me know in the comments below.